Alright gang, autumn is around the corner. I love autumn fall season. It's my favorite season and I love the change from warm to cooler air. But you know what? Sometimes in autumn months we have warmth, so warmer days, not necessarily all cold days. So I put together a list of awesome autumn amber fragrances for you guys today. Ones that you can wear perfectly in this particular season. So there's not a lot of beast mode fragrances here. There's some freshness, but there's warmth, lots of warmth here. These are great amber fragrances. Some new, some older, some usual suspects and things like that. But all great fragrances you can wear in the autumn season. So if you like wearing ambers and you want to find out about some of these great smelling amber fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today we're talking about amber fragrances. Awesome autumn ambers. Hey. Yes, autumn is a favorite month, and also ambers are my favorite style of fragrances. I really enjoy warm, spicy, resinous, amber, kind of vanillic, balsamic fragrances. And there's a lot of different variety here from different brands. All unisex fragrances, great options. Some lean masculine, some lean I don't think I have anything that leans ultra feminine. They're all very unisex. There's one here that kind of has a polo-like smell, polo green, and it's the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about. But really awesome stuff during the autumn months. If you haven't discovered these, you're going to really want to know about them. But before I get to the fragrances, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Let me know if you have a favorite amber you like to wear during the autumn months. And why don't we go ahead and get started with this one at number 12. It's Labdanum Musk from the House of Molten Brown. This is a very unique amber fragrance in that it's all very, you know, labdanum amber heavy, but it does have that kind of interesting smell. Reminder of something like polo green for men. If you don't know polo green, probably have never worn a fragrance because it's a very like one of the biggest fragrances ever, historic fragrance. It no longer smells as good, but here it reminds me of it, but it's all very ambery. Labdanum Dusk is the eau de parfum concentration. I don't think this fragrance exists in an eau de toilette. I think it's the only version in eau de parfum, and it's labdanum, cedar, cypriol, leather, oud, patchouli, tonka beans, and vanilla. So it's got leather, it's got oud, it's got kind of earthy notes, and it's got woody notes as well. And of course, it has that reminder of polo. It's not very big, it's just kind of in that background, but I like that with this whole ambery experience. So Labdanum Dusk is the first fragrance I'm talking about. That's from Molten Brown. Moving on to the house of ORMONDE. This is Tolu. So if you guys don't know ORMONDE, their fragrances are very easy to wear. And here we have a very balsamic experience, and it features Tolu Balsam. That's the star of the show. It's a balsamic note, and it's used in ambers. And if you don't know much about amber fragrances, you definitely should search my channel to figure out what they are. Amber fragrances are created with combining sweet ambery notes and resins and balsamic notes together along with vanilla to create that. Here though, it's a kind of a lighter experience, and as I said, the focus is the Tolu Balsam. A great note in fragrances usually as a base note, it's an ambery note, and it has the Tolu Balsam, amber, tonka beans, Olibanum, orchid, rose, lily of the valley, and orange blossom. Great combination of floral notes with this kind of very ambery experience, but it's not heavy, it's not weighty, so it's perfect for the autumn season. So ORMONDE, JAYNE, Tolu is at number 11. Next up, going to the house of ISABEY. This is AMBRE de CARTHAGE, this one right here. I think the bottle is no longer like this, so double check to make sure. This isn't a bottle from like 2016, I believe. So this to me is a unique smelling amber that it smells kind of like Scent Intense from the House of Costume National, but a little different. I like that about it. And it's also not very heavy. Great amber you can wear kind of in the off seasons, or if you want to wear it in the summer, there's no rules about it as long as you can tolerate it. But it features amber, labdanum, osmanthus, sandalwood, patchouli, olibanum, musk, tea, and jasmine. I like the combination of the osmanthus here, or osmanthus, which has got that fruitiness like apricot. There's a little bit of like a leathery experience with the osmanthus, and then it also has tea, so there's a little bit of a, you know, cozy vibe with this particular amber fragrance. It's also got some woody touches as well, but either way, it's ISABEY AMBRE de CARTHAGE at number 10. So moving on to the house of VERONIQUE GABAI. I don't know if you guys know this house. I haven't spoken too much about it, although I have a video on the channel about this house. This is Sexy Garrigue. Which side is it? It's this side, I guess. They don't have names on these fragrances, sadly. On the front, though, it does say the name of the brand, VERONIQUE GABAI there. But this is also another you know, amber fragrance you can wear in the autumn season, the off seasons, because it's not overwhelming, it's not heavy, it's not overly sweet, it's not drippy, kind of molassesy. So it's a kind of, you know, amber experience you can do. It just has woods, resins, labdanum, amber, pine tree, patchouli, herbal notes. Kind of basically captures the Mediterranean along, you know, the coast and into the inland with the hills and the growth and the trees and things like that. But definitely has an ambery experience. It has a resinous touch, and it also has this kind of pine tree experience, the patchouli in here, and then there's some aromatics running throughout it as well. So easier to wear amber. It's very, very earthy to me, I should definitely say. Sexy Garrigue is from the house of VERONIQUE GABAI at number 9. Moving on to the house of MIZENSIR, this is AMBRE MAGIQUE, this one right here. So AMBRE MAGIQUE is a rosy take on amber. I was going to put this a little further ahead, but it just ended up here at number 8 because I like the other fragrances just a little more, but this is a really great fragrance from this house. This has notes of rose, cachalox, vanilla, dreamwood, helvetolide, cardamom, orange blossom. So there's definitely like the addition of like musky notes in here and ambery molecular like synthetic notes, but it's loads of rose, and it's definitely got that kind of ambery experience. This might be a little heavier than the previous one and the previous one before that. Most of these, but use it cautiously. It's for the days in autumn when it's kind of starting to get really cold, but it smells fantastic. I like the addition of rose and an amber fragrance. Definitely also very powdery. So AMBRE MAGIQUE from the house of MIZENSIR in my list of awesome autumn ambers. Alright guys, moving on to number 7, going to the house of CARNER, Barcelona. Not many people talk about this house. Is it a favorite house of yours? Do let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out. This is AMBAR del Sur, this one right here. AMBAR del Sur is a really, really great amber fragrance. It's kind of like your traditional amber fragrance experience. There's many out there, but this one also has this kind of very sexy thing about it. And it's also not cloying, not overwhelming, but still on the heavy side, because it's all very, very ambery notes. You've got the amber, you've got the myrrh in here, very resinous. You've got vanilla, so it's kind of syrupy, drippy. There's tonka beans, there's labdanum, so it's a little smoky. Then I've got the patchouli woods, like sandalwood and jasmine in here. It's a little bit of a floral touch, but definitely has that kind of very sexy patchouli in this. It's got that kind of creaminess from the sandalwood. The sandalwood adds this very creamy layer to the fragrance, and of course the rest of the notes are all very resinous and ambery notes. Great scent. AMBAR del Sur number 7. The next one is Gallivant, and it's Istanbul. This one right here, this tiny little bottle of fragrance does pack a punch. It's quite nice. And in this case, we're also dealing with a Papanax. It's kind of a sweet resin, similar to myrrh here. So you've got the amber note. When they list amber in a fragrance as a note, I believe they're combining various notes to create it. So this is amber with a Papanax, cardamom, tonka beans, vanilla, sandalwood, and musk. But it's quite delicious. It's great smell. It's a really, really great tribute to a Papanax with amber, and I love the smell. There's a very, very unique smell about it, and it's perfectly captured here in Istanbul from the house of Gallivant at number 6. Moving on to the house of YSL from the Le Vestiaire collection of fragrances, it's Kaftan, this one right here. So Kaftan is paying tribute to benzoin, and benzoin in the end is used to create ambery experience. In this case, you've got lots of benzoin, and you've got labdanum, and you've got olibanum. So the labdanum is this kind of a flower, the rock rose they use to create this kind of a sticky paste from, which is a resin. And then you've got the amber experience here from the benzoin and the labdanum, but they've thrown in the olibanum, which is a resin, which, you know, is the incense note. Styrax, musk, pink pepper, tangerine, and bergamot. Definitely one of the better fragrances from YSL's Le Vestiaire collection. I like it because it's sweetness contrasted with kind of incensey smokiness, and you've got this kind of musk thrown in with some spices and you know, sweet citruses. So this is YSL Kaftan at number 5. I can't forget this one. This is from the house of Serge Lutens. This is Ambre Sultan, this one right here. Definitely a great smell. This one I find kind of sort of similar to Mitza from the house of Dior, and then also Absolute Pour Le Soir from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I have a whole video comparing the three. Sadly, Mitza is Oh, I do have a bottle of Miza. What am I saying? I bought it last couple of months ago. Miza is a great smell, but this one is more easily to get, reachable or buyable. So go after this one, and it's a really great take on amber. It's Ambre Sultan, probably one of the best ambers out there, with resins, amber, bay laurel, myrrh, sandalwood, benzoin, coriander, vanilla, oregano. What I like about this one is the contrast of the spices, and there's a fresh spice of coriander, and then there's that bay laurel that has this kind of greenness, along with the oregano, which throws in this kind of very herbal, unique herbal note through the combination of the fragrances. So it makes for a very unique wear, and it smells fantastic. Really great smell. Serge Lutens, it's Ambre Sultan, a great smell. If you don't know that one, do check it out. Number 3 is Parfum d'Empire Ambre Rousse. So I haven't spoken a lot about this one, but it happens to be one of my favorite fragrances. I put it away and I brought it back out. I bought like a 500 ml bottle of this fragrance back like 7 years ago. It's such a great amber fragrance here. It's unique that it's got this kind of fruity undertones, but it's also got this light booziness, sparkling effervescence. It's amber, incense, leather, cinnamon, vodka, champagne, tea, coriander, birch. Light smokiness, definitely has some light bubbly fizziness and a little booziness. And then it does have this kind of warm spice added to it with the cinnamon. And then the coriander adds this fresh spiciness into the mix. Eventually it does have a little bit of a leatheriness, and it's a great smell. If you don't know Parfum d'Empire Ambre Rousse, a great smell to check out. This bottle is probably not going to be available anywhere. This comes with the 500 ml bottle, so it's my little refill that you fill it up and you carry it around. Anyway, it's Parfum d'Empire Ambre Rousse at number 3. Alright, moving on to the house of Diptyque. This is Benjoin Bohème. A lot of you thought this was discontinued. I think this was just a supply chain issue. They're slowly getting bottles. I just was at the Diptyque store here in San Francisco. They had bottles there, so it's not discontinued. Everything else in this collection did get discontinued except for Benjoin Bohème, because I keep hyping it. I do love this one. Again, it's paying tribute to the benzoin note. It's a really great resin. It's sweet vanillic, but not necessarily like vanilla itself. So if you're someone that hates vanilla because it's gooey, it's syrupy, it's sugary, try benzoin as a fragrance if you're kind of like looking into, trying sweet fragrances. But it's benzoin with styrax, with sandalwood, patchouli, so there's a creaminess about it, that earthy patchouli contrast with the sweet resinous touches. So it's a great amber fragrance experience utilizing the benzoin note. It smells fantastic. Really love this stuff. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous bottle, as you can see. So it's Benjoin Bohème from the house of Diptyque at number 2. And then finally, at number 1, we can't forget this one. This is definitely, all of these should be very easy to wear during the autumn months when it's kind of in between warm and cool. This is Grand Soir from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So I like this one because, once again, it's got amber, which means they've created this ambery touch with various ingredients or notes. It's got benzoin. Again, love this note. It's really, really great note. You can smell it, and along with vanilla, tonka beans, and labdanum. And for me, this particular amber smells like there's a dusting of cacao on top of it. Like there's a little light essence of chocolate that comes through when you're wearing this one. Really great fragrance. I think it's not overwhelming. It's not thick and cloying. Can be, but I feel like this one definitely is a perfect one to wear during the autumn months. So it's an awesome autumn amber for me. This is Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and it's Grand Soir, and that's my number 1 favorite fragrance in this list. What are your thoughts on these amber fragrances, and is there another one that you wear that I did not mention today that you recommend me to add to this list for a future list? Do let me know any additional amber fragrances that you like yet you haven't heard me talk about. Put a comment down so I can find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. Let's not forget this amber fragrance that you can wear easily in the autumn months. This is also an awesome autumn amber. This is Dior's Ambre Nuit. Definitely another amber that has the rose experience. It's rosy. It's bright, it's syrupy but not cloying, but a perfect amber fragrance with light spices, a little aquatic marine experience with ambergris here. It's featuring rose, amber, pink pepper, ambergris, bergamot, grapefruit, cedar, patchouli, gaillac wood. You know, it wears really, really easily. It's probably one of the more popular ones from the Dior Privé collection. Ambre Nuit is the bonus fragrance. Sad it's now priced higher. But, you know, I do have to also say, I haven't reported back on this. So the prices I reported on how the prices went up, but Dior lowered the prices back down a little, just so you know. So they're, I think, like around $425 now for this size bottle, because it had gone up to $450. I don't know why they did that, and perhaps I'll do a whole video on how Dior, you know, increased their prices and then kind of dropped it back down again. But just wanted to also report that here, since I haven't spoken much about Dior Privé fragrances, that it has now gone down a little. I don't know why they did that, but I first noticed it when I did purchase my Dior Originals, or the first fragrances in Dior Privé that they had just launched as a gift set with Cologne Blanche, Bois d'Argent, and also Au Noir. They had that priced at $450, and then they lowered the price down to $375. So I guess they realized that the prices are too high. Anyway, just a little update for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Bye bye.